Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA Cardano. We continue to be in this channel. As I said yesterday, this is a place where a lot of support can be found. We did have here the channel support. The market did not make one more low. My view is that would have been ideal to complete this wave C, because then we would have had 5 ideal waves to the downside. Well, it didn't do that. We then have to assume it is over now, this C wave. So let me just move that across. That the C wave ended here, the wave 2 ended here. This is the bullish perspective, by the way. There is, of course, a bearish one that we're going to talk about as well. Actually, the bearish one is still the primary, because in my opinion, the market hasn't done enough to prove that we are already in a sustainable breakout. As explained in previous videos, we can count and disregard the yellow count at the moment. Yeah, the yellow count here to the downside is the bearish count. Let's first focus on the bullish count just to show you what is possible. Here in a so-called leading diagonal. Again, it's not a very reliable pattern, a leading diagonal, but it works as a, let's say, a pattern in the beginning of an uptrend. Then we would have to assume we came down in an ABC pattern. Yeah, with the latest change that we already have the low in, I will have to move, actually, just to keep it correct, I will have to move the B wave here, and we'll have to assume that the B wave was a triangle. Actually, it has to end here. But it doesn't make a great difference. Then the C wave down, and then we could say wave 2 was probably finished here. Otherwise, this move up is a little bit too strong for that. And in this wave 3 then, in which we then would be, yeah, this would be the assumption in the bullish count. We've got already 3 waves, I believe. So let's just take a look at that. Interesting is that we broke above this descending trend line, and you can see what kind of a move we had after that. I made you aware yesterday that I do expect one more low, yeah. But that if we break above this trend line, and it was a fantastic break, you know, we broke it, yeah, this descending trend line, and retested. And then we saw a spike. So it's actually textbook. And now we might be forming something like some kind of a bull flag here. So let's take a look at that. But the wave count here, the bullish count, the bullish interpretation in wave 3 would be that this was a wave 1, that we came down in a wave 2 here, that we are now moving up in a wave 3, and we take a look at that in a minute, 4 and 5. So we don't have 5 waves yet, very clearly. Target for the yellow wave 3, let's formulate that as well. That is the 1.618 extension. That is here at 31.7 cents. That's also why I don't think we've seen the wave 3 in white yet, because we haven't quite reached it yet. Yeah, could also go a little bit higher. If we now look at the subwaves of this wave 3, we can say that we had a small wave 1 here, we had a wave 2, we had a wave 3, we had a wave 4 probably in already, and we're now in the 5th wave. And I'm gonna just change the color and the degree. And then you can see this is a small 5-wave move. Ideally, one more high expected, yeah. Possibly here where the wave B high peaked, or that high just of that triangle around 31.8 cents, yeah. That would be, I think, an ideal target for the 5th wave. Then we should go into the wave 4 and move up once more in a wave 5. So at the moment we still don't really have 5 waves up complete. So this could still break down, especially as long as we are below this wave B area here, around the 31.8 cent level. But if this blue wave 4 was complete, which ideally it was, because again, let's take a look at, just thinking if we actually had the wave 1, 2, let me go to the lower wave count. we want to do the count correct, don't we? So just thinking, no, I think this was actually the 1, 2, 1, 2, and then that gives me a possibility here to calculate the retracement. Yeah, and we can see that the blue wave 3 came perfectly to the the blue wave 4 retraced or hit the 38.2% fib level at 31.3 cents. In the worst case, we could still go down to 31.3 cents. That's a 50% retracement. But any lower than that would question this impulsive wave structure. Yeah, so ideally, Ideally, the wave 4 was in now, and we are now pushing higher in a wave 5 of 3. Would then see the white wave 4 and the white wave 5. So in this scenario, we should very soon break the 31.6 cent level, the previous swing high. Again, that is the bullish interpretation. In this interpretation, I think that this white wave 2 in circle is done, and we're now in a wave 3. We won't really have a very clear picture of this until we break above the wave 1 high at 32.9 cents. The problem is that such a leading diagonal is unreliable. The wave 2 came down quite strongly, yeah, in terms of speed and how intense it was. Quite impulsive, I would nearly say. And yeah, we are now moving up, but because a wave 1 is not so, such a leading diagonal is not so reliable, I would ideally like to see now the wave 1 broken before confirming anything here. And ideally we also break out of the channel to the upside. Primary expectation is therefore still the yellow count. This assumes that we go lower, that the move down here from that swing high on the 20th of November was a wave 1. We moved up in a wave 2. That fits perfectly. It's a 3-wave structure. You can count it as a leading diagonal. Again, I'm not really a fan of it, but it's possible. But my primary expectation is therefore that this was just a correction, just because the market hasn't really shown, Cardano hasn't really shown anything impulsive yet. Nothing really bullish here since the low on the 21st of November. Interpretation would be that we're now in this third wave down. There should be a fourth and a fifth. Target for the third wave down is around 27 cents. And within the third wave, we could be doing something like a wave 1 down, now a wave 2 to the upside, a wave 3 down, 4 and 5. So confirmation that we are in this yellow count. We will probably get that if we break now below 30.7 cents. So if we break below this previous swing low, that would be a strong indication that indeed we are heading further down here. As I said in the previous video, we are still in the channel, so we don't really know. I gave you a long trade idea. I said, you know, anybody who wants to trade the bullish count, down here was probably sort of the moment, because it was not high probability in terms of working out. I mean, it still isn't, but we have moved up now. It's not necessarily high probability in terms of working out as a bullish pattern, but we were so close to the support level here, to the invalidation point at 30 cents, yeah, that the reward to risk ratio was quite attractive. So, and you can see that this is sometimes a good approach. Even if the primary expectation is still down, you can still trade the other way. So you don't necessarily need to trade with your primary expectation if the reward to risk ratio is quite attractive. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't, not a big deal, because you're not risking a lot, right? So that's just sort of, that's why I shared some ideas here about this in the last few videos. But generally, that's what I can tell you about ADA at the moment. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. And also, if you like to support more crypto online and the channel, you can check out our MCO stake pool on Sea Explorer. You can delegate to it. We've got over 100 delegators. We only really launched it a couple of weeks ago. Still waiting for the first block to be found. We had a few technical issues that should be sorted now. Yeah, I think the server we used wasn't the best one for a staking pool. That should be sorted now, so please bear with us. It's still very new for us as well, but I'm excited for hopefully the first block to be found very, very shortly, ideally in the next epoch. So yeah, if you like to support more crypto online and our stake pool, feel free to delegate your ADA. You can then earn passive ADA for your ADA, but please understand that it's a very new pool, so we are learning as well, and we obviously are still waiting for our first block. But many new pools, it takes for them usually weeks or months to be to generate or to find blocks. We should be a bit faster because we already have the sort of minimum number of ADA delegator that we need. So I'm excited for that, waiting for that. Keep you updated certainly, but if you are interested in delegating your ADA to our stake pool, which again will help the channel, will help the content, will help the videos, will help more crypto online as a whole, then feel free to check out the videos in the description that show you how you can actually do that. Okay, so yeah, thanks a lot. Hope you like the update. See you in the next video. Bye bye.